What's up? Matt from HFab here. So I'm just prepping this thing, ready for a track day. I annihilated my rear tyres doing some donuts around the yard. These had already started to blister anyway, so they were no good. Just finished them off. So I'm going to fit some nice new Toyos to the rear. The fronts have still got a few track days left in them. Nice new Toyos fitted. These are a 225 45 13 fitted on a 8J wheel, and they fit perfectly on here. Nice and grippy. I've just been going through and checking everything. Try to put a spanner on, you know, as many bolts as I can get to, just to prevent anything from falling off. No oil leaks anywhere, which is good. Right, back in the workshop. As you can see by all the dead bugs on the front of the car. Had a good day out. And the car survived the whole track day, being absolutely hammered all day. As the day went on, I started to think that it had maybe lost a little bit of power, but I think it was just that I had got used to driving on track again, and everything seems to like feel slower once your brain adjusts to like going fast. And I've not been on track for a little while, so I think it was just getting back into that adjustment. So first impressions of this with a turbo on it, it's pretty epic. The issue I always had with this car was it was fast around all the corners, but you'd get on a straight and you would have something overtake you, and then you would get to the next set of corners and they would, you know, hold you up through the next bit, and then you get on a straight and you wouldn't be able to overtake. Whereas now, you know, I can overtake most things on the straights, and you know, it's a different there's a different way of driving it fast to how I drove it before, and I think I was a little bit stuck still revving it too high in certain places. I just need to get out of the habit of that and short shifting a bit more. There were a few corners, the sort of long sweeping left-hand turn that's got a load of bumps through it, which is called, I can't remember what it's called, I can never remember the names of the corners on tracks, but there's two corners that when this was on throttle bodies, I would take those corners as fast as the car would go in fifth gear. So, you know, the car would stay very planted and I could just carry as much speed as I possibly could take through those corners. Whereas now I was lifting as I was sort of coming into the corner. That would unsettle the car a little bit, and then I'd be getting back on the throttle. I think I was actually like slower through there. One little issue I did have was a little electrical issue. I've got this top quality looking repair going on, so I noticed my ignition switch was hot. Well, I'd had an issue with the starter, it was like sticking, it was clicking, so I thought it was the starter motor. I'd put another starter on it last week and then got to the track and it was doing the same thing again, and then I noticed the back of the ignition switch was hot. So there's obviously sort of high resistance across this ignition switch, so just connected them together and that sorted that issue out. So that was sort of a lucky find really. Other than that, it was faultless. It was just me sort of worrying about things. I've got this connected to my oil temperature, and this will record the max that it's reached. So the oil temp has reached almost 120. The coolant temp reached 105 at the absolute max. And that was me doing a good like 20 minutes of absolutely hammering it non-stop. So I think that is all sort of fine. The exhaust system, I was hoping that it was going to pass the 90 decibel limit without a silencer, but it didn't. It was 94, so I had to put that on. I've had people asking when the Mini is going to be out racing. Really, this is just sort of being held up with, you know, like finances and, well, yeah, just finances really, a bit of time. It's not far off getting it sort of track day ready, but it's quite a big jump going from track day ready to race ready. There's a lot of additional stuff that needs to be bought, all the safety gear to make it race ready, and then obviously I've got to have a lot of safety gear to make myself race ready. So it's quite a lot of expense to go from just being usable to actually raceable. So It'll get there. The main expense is obviously the race car itself, so I'm 80% of the way there. I am looking for some sponsorships. If you happen to have a business and maybe you've got a bit of advertising budget left over and you think, oh, maybe I want my business logo all up the side of the Mushy P. Or maybe you want your business logo on the side of the Mini. Or at the start of every video. Or tattooed across my forehead. I am open to suggestions. If you do have a business and you think you would be interested in doing some advertising on any of this stuff, I am definitely looking for some help with the racing. So maybe you want to help out with some tires or some entry fees or something like that, and in return I'll help to promote your brand or your business, then I am more than up for it. So yeah, if you're interested, drop me an email, urchfab@hotmail.com. Next video will be some progress on the Mini. That should be up next week. That's going to be it for this one. Cheers for watching. See you on the next one.